Yo, what is going on, guys? Lottery Socks here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, happy Friday. Today was bloody red, as you guys can see right here. The S&P 500 down about 3%. AMC and Ape kind of held on. Ape down 5%, but you can see that Ape is actually supporting on this 236 fib level. It got to bounce 3 times. If the SPY goes extremely red next week, Ape is going to come down to about $6.37 before getting a bounce or another rip, in my opinion. But before we get into the juicy stuff, I wanted to say that I'm actually extremely convinced AMC and GameStop are going to squeeze, or if not, get a big run late September. So we have a few weeks to go. Without further ado, guys, if you take anything out of this video or you just enjoy watching and want to support the channel, consider smashing that like button and hit that subscribe button, turn post notifications on. Let's get into it. Alright guys, if you've been with the channel, you all know that we've been tracking cycles with AMC and GameStop, and the next point AMC has a chance to run is late September. But I just started looking at another thing when I was charting, and it's this big U pattern that you have right here. You have it right here before the second run up, you have it right here before the first run up, and then you also have it in AMC right here before potentially the third run up. Now if I bring drawings in, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. It's this U down here. There's one right here, and finally AMC did play out. Now with what we have drawn out, we have 2 cycles that could potentially play out, and they both line up perfectly. Now AMC is either going to, if you want to know the short term, bounce off of about $8.70 or so before getting rejected at 11, come back down to about $9.80 before a move higher, or essentially just going to see chop and maybe some lower lows for the recent lows, at least, depending on what the S&P 500 does before a rip. I'm assuming AMC is going to get that next leg up around September 15th to September 25th, that 10-day range or so. As for GameStop, we're tracking the same exact thing. This U happened, and I believe market makers and hedge funds, this is sort of a cycle reset in my opinion, and what GameStop has been doing is tracking perfectly to this cycle. With that being said, GameStop should get a pop between September 25th and about October 12th, October 10th, so that 15-day range or so. Late September, early October is looking good for both of these stocks, and I'm actually getting extremely excited because they're playing out to a T with what I assume will happen late September. Okay, short exempts kind of high on GameStop. They creeped up a little bit. The option chain not looking good. We lost 190 calls in the money compared to 24,000 puts in the money. 12.6% borrow fee with 50% free float DRS. This is interesting because on Stock Tracker, AMC ETF shares available to borrow was removed from the display. Every single day there's another glitch with these stocks. Now if we come down here, you'll see that there is an 18.5% borrow fee, cost to borrow fee on 80,000 shares that are available on AMC. No calls compared to 70,000 puts in the money. Sellers won this week. Sellers slaughtered every single thing. The market got dumped. If you don't know why the market got dumped, the Fed had a meeting today. They came out and said this is going to get extremely bad, extremely worse, and they kind of just spooked the market and smacked the market. So this is either a temporary fall, or this is going to be a very hard flash crash on the overall on the S&P 500. But what's interesting about that is in the Fed article, it said 0.75 point potentially basis point hikes in September. Now, if fear is being priced in now with the S&P 500, when that actually does come out in September, the S&P can rip. Now, if that aligns with AMC and GameStop ripping, that'll be extremely interesting. Over here on Twitter, you can see the red map. We already showed you in the beginning of the video. This is terrible. This is S&P 500 completely getting smacked, which we will go over last in a second. AMC about 22% short interest, and I also put this thread on Twitter. My Twitter handle is the same as my YouTube handle. I put the top 3 reasons why how Wall Street creates counterfeit shares for AMC and GameStop. So if you guys want to go read that, make sure to hop over to my Twitter so you guys can read that thread. Otherwise, this would be a 20 to 25 minute video, and I do not want to bore you guys at all. As for popping over to the S&P 500, I have 2 things that are either going to happen. Okay, so we got a flash crash to the downside, kind of holding about 404 at that support level. We barely have support at 397. I think the S&P 500, if it does continue to bleed next week, is at least coming down to 393. I don't think it's going to go down more than that in a single day, and if it does, it's definitely off some sort of catalyst, but we will update you if that does happen and when that does happen. But comparing this to the 08 to 010 crash, you guys can see that this is exactly what happened. It got this spike up right here and immediately started flash crashing to the downside. And if this does play out, which it has been to the T of where we are now, if you guys believe in historical events playing out again, or at least rhyming, right, not always to the T, this is essentially what you're looking for, is us getting back into a bear market and making a new low by October 5th. That is what I got for you guys for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We have an important video dropping tomorrow where you guys can learn to make money with options. It's a 3-step process that I use to execute profitable trades. Overall, guys, make sure to get your 10 free stocks by hitting the link down below, depositing 100 or more into Moomoo, where you can also trade Ape on there. I love you all, guys. Lottery Stocks out.